No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself.
Welcome back to CTC. I am your gracious host, Carl, and I'm here to talk some college football. Now I know it's a little late. It's 11:45. I went live after Thursday night football. Yesterday was a bit of a busy day. I got everything tonight. Okay. So for tonight, I'm going to recap Tuesday through Thursday for you guys. Got 7 games for you there. Then I'm going to preview the weekend. I already gave you Thursday through Friday. Well, basically tomorrow, SMU and Temple. I gave you that one. So you got the preview from that on Monday. So I'm going to preview Saturday. I got 11 games for you Saturday. Tomorrow, I should be having a segment for MSU Michigan. Please be on the lookout for that. It should happen. I still got to get in contact to make sure everything is straight. The person I haven't on said they'll do it. But, just got to make sure. You just got to get confirmations and everything like that. So before I get into these recaps, I would like to ask that you leave a like, comment, or subscribe. If you like any of the content on this channel, if you like any of the content on this show, this network, my show, CTC, you got the main show featuring Joe, Tomo, and Dave, who went live earlier. You got FFC, Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs, who went live early this morning. You got BWT, Baseball with Teddy. And then you have the Joe Jordan Show. And then you have the Dave's Doghouse. Dave's Doghouse went live yesterday. So if you like any of the content on those shows or this one, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. It helps a lot. And with that being said, let's get into these recaps. I'm going to find this banner real quick. Cool. Found out how to do something real here. Cool. Right here. Boom. We got the Middle Tennessee State at Liberty recap. I picked Liberty to win the game, and Liberty did just that with the final score of 42-35 at home. So this game, Liberty gets the ball first, and off the break, first play, Caden Salter throws an interception, which leads to a 3-yard touchdown pass to DJ Riles. Then Liberty gets the ball back and answers with a 5-yard Quentin Cooley touchdown run. Middle Tennessee State gets the ball and answers with the Elijah Metcalf 20-yard touchdown catch. Then Liberty answers with a 9-yard Quentin Cooley touchdown run again for a second on the day. Then Middle Tennessee is the first team to punt, and they punt due to Elijah Metcalf illegal touching. So the way it worked, he did get a first down, but he was actually covered up, so he couldn't touch the football. He was ineligible for a route. So flag, lost it down, turned the 1st and 10 to a 3rd and 15, led to a punt. Liberty scores a 1-yard Billy Lucas touchdown run to go up, set up by a 35-yard run by Caden Salter. Caden Salter had a really good game on the ground. He had a really good game in general. Middle Tennessee State turns the ball over, 4th and 10. They ran a wide receiver screen to Holton Willis on 4th and 10. Got 7 yards, but you need 10, so turnover on downs. But then Liberty just punted. They couldn't take advantage of it. And the Liberty punt leads to Middle Tennessee State scoring a Zach Dobson 2-yard touchdown run, set up by Holden Willis 26-yard catch. After that, Middle Tennessee State starts the second half with a 3-and-out punt. Liberty first possession in the second half. Quentin Cooley fumbles, leads to a 36-yard touchdown pass to DJ England Chisholm. So Middle Tennessee State's back up a score. Then Liberty answers with a 23-yard touchdown pass to Bentley Hanshaw. Middle Tennessee State answers with an immediate touchdown, 72-yard pass to Zach Dobson. Then Liberty answers with a 10-yard Quentin Cooley touchdown run for his third of the night. Have yourself a game. Then Middle Tennessee State answers with a Holden Willis fumble. Middle Tennessee State fumbles, He fumbles. Liberty recovers, leads to a CJ Daniels 37-yard touchdown pass set up by unnecessary roughness. Then with 5:17 left in the game, Nick Vadiato throws his first interception, but it leads to a 3-and-out. Then Nick Vadiato, after the punt, throws another interception, which leads to Liberty running out the clock. And that's your ball game, folks. Vadiato, he just finds a way in a losing effort to throw 2 interceptions. Last 2 drives, he threw interceptions. He was doing so well throughout the whole game. Middle Tennessee State at one point looked threatening to win the game. Had a chance to tie it. Had multiple chances to put it out of reach. Liberty was shooting themselves in the foot. Started the first half with a pick. Started the second half with a fumble. Just starting halves with turnovers. Caden Salter, like I said, he had a pretty good game. Besides the 1 interception he had at the start. After that, he really got into gear. Quentin Cooley, he had a good game on the ground. He just fumbled the rock. You can't do that. That's a no-no. But he had a good game. Like I said, 3 touchdowns on the night. That's a night. I believe he had over 100 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Billy Lucas made big runs. Billy Lucas had a good game. He made key, timely, big runs. Middle Tennessee State, man, just shot themselves in the foot with a chance to tie. Again, I keep saying it. Middle Tennessee State is better than that 2-6 record shows. They're a good team. They just can't continue. They can't continuously find ways to win games, unfortunately for them. But they're not a bad team at 2-5, 2-6, like the record would say. But Liberty looks like the best team in the Conference USA. They look to take the title. They're looking like the odds-on favorite to win the Conference USA. Undefeated. I believe this is their first year in Conference USA, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure about that. I think they were independent and moved to Conference USA, but they're looking like the class of Conference USA. We're going to move on now to my upset. My pick Tuesday night. We had Western Kentucky at Jack State, and I went with Jack State. Now, it was an upset because in the books, Jack State was 7.5. Some people even had it at 8-point underdogs. And Jack State won the game outright. Jack State won 20-17 at home against Western Kentucky, featuring a second half shutout. Jack State defense played an extraordinary second half. We'll get into the game a little bit. So Western Kentucky gets the ball first, and they start with a punt, and Jack State starts with a 3-and-out punt. So both teams punt. Then Western Kentucky scores a 10-yard Dalvin Smith touchdown catch. Austin Reed set it up with a 26-yard run. Then Western Kentucky scores again a 28-yard field goal set up by a KD Hutchinson 35-yard catch. Then Jack State answers with a Zion Webb 10-yard touchdown run set up by a Zion Webb 32-yard run. Then we have Austin Reed throw an interception to Fred Perry, who fumbles. And then Western Kentucky recovers the fumbled pick. And that leads to a River Helms 3-yard touchdown catch. And like I said, that'll be it for Western Kentucky for the rest of the game. Jack State was having none of it. Jack State then answers with a 23-yard field goal of his own. Now, Zion missed a wide-open touchdown on second and goal. He just missed him. He was open. Zion saw it. He just couldn't get the pass there. Leads to the field goal on 4th down. After that, Jack State starts the second half with a 3-and-out punt. And Western Kentucky, 3-and-out punt. After the Western Kentucky 3-and-out punt, Jack State turnover on downs, 4th and 9. Zion Webb overshoots Perry Carter down. I think he was down the middle of the field, running, had to step on the defender. But that leads to a 3-and-out punt. Then Jack State turnover on downs, 4th and 1. Failed speed option. Did not like the call. I think they just tried something to the outside on 3rd down, like the play before. Then they go to the speed option. They blew it up. They sent the edges again on 3rd down. They blitzed the edges. Stopped the play 4th down. Blitzed the edges again. Speed option is literally to the outside. Nowhere to go. Turnover on downs. Where am I at? Oh, wait. Oops. I'm too far ahead. I did all that, and I'm a little ahead. My bad. So the first turnover on down 4th and 1 was a marquee step run for Western Kentucky that was stuffed short but led to a Zion Webb interception, but then Western Kentucky punts. And then Jack State does the speed option. That's the speed option thing. That led to a Western Kentucky punt. And then Jack State scores a 26-yard Anwar Lewis touchdown run to tie it up. And then Jack State gets the ball back And with the clock winding down, Jack State kicks the game-winning 41-yard field goal to win the game 20-17. So shout out my boy J-Mo. Appreciate you, my boy. I know it's on the late night. I know you probably just tuned in to say what's up. You about to go ahead and catch as many Z's as you can before Twin Trouble arrive. But appreciate you tuning in for the little bit as you can. But yeah, Jack State ends up winning this game 20-17. Great game. Jack State played a hell of a game defensively. Again, was having none of it in the second half. Shut this Western Kentucky team who's so explosive on offense with the passing game of Austin Reed, with Malachi Corley. Just couldn't get anything going. They couldn't sustain drives against this Jack State team, and then Jack State figured it out late offensively. Yeah, you had the turnover on downs, but they were still able to move the ball. They just couldn't sustain it, but they finally sustained enough to win the game. Jack State moves on to 5-2. Western Kentucky moves on to, I believe, 4-3. Or Jack State is now 6-2. Let me get the official records for y'all right here. I believe Jack State is now 6-2, and Western Kentucky is 5-3. I know Jack State only has 2 losses of the year, and it sucks because Jack State can't even play for the Conference USA Championship because of the rules. I hated the transfer and up rule. They transferred from FCS to FBS, so they can't play for the title. I got the records right here: 6-2 and 4-3. So Jack State, man, they're just playing for respect. And hey, look, they're earning it. I feel like they're earning it. Rich Rod is earning it. Rich Rod with this fast-paced offense. Shout out to Jack State. Like I said, I've been a fan since week 0. I'm still a fan, man. So we move on to the last game of Tuesday night. We have the Southern Miss versus Southern Alabama recap. And I'm not getting into this game because this game was a bloodbath. I'm going to give y'all some little key points, and I'm keeping it pushing. Southern Alabama wins 55-3. I had this game as a blowout. I didn't think it'd be close. I didn't think it'd be that much of a blowout. I didn't think Southern Miss will almost drop 60. But 55-3, man, blowout. Southern Alabama, they started the game with 4 straight touchdowns. Just touchdown, 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 touchdown. The last 2 drives was a field goal and a missed field goal. So all they drives in the first half were scoring opportunities. They just missed the field goal. Start the second half with with a field goal and 3 straight touchdowns. Then their only turnover comes, besides a missed field goal, their only offensive turnover comes with the second string in the game. The second string throws an interception. The backup throws a pick. They never punted the entire game. They finished with 647 total yards and went 7 for 11 on third down. Now for Southern Mississippi, all 5 of their drives in the first half were punts. Scored a field goal in the second drive in the second half, and that was it. 3 of the final drives were turnovers. They had a turnover on downs, they had an interception, they had a punt, and then they had a fumble. Finished with 149 total yards, 1 for 13 on third down. They just got flat out destroyed, got flat out stomped, got taken to the woodshed, taken behind the shed. It was a bloodbath. So that's all I got for that game. I'm not going to get too much into that one. There's no need. So we move on to Wednesday slate. Wednesday, we got to start the only game so far that I picked wrong. This is the only game I picked wrong so far. FIU at Sam Houston State University. Now, I deserve some grace for this pick because I picked this team. I picked them to win. I didn't know they were just allergic to winning. I didn't know that. I'll get into that after I get into the game. So the final score of this game, FIU wins 33-27 at Sam Houston State in double overtime. So FIU gets the ball first. They punt. Sam Houston State starts with a Keegan Schumacher interception, which leads to a turnover on downs. FIU from like 12, 13 yards out on 4th and goal, runs a fake field goal. They ran a fake field goal, got down at the 2 or the 1, but it's 4th and goal. It's turnover. Like, you gained 11, 12 yards, but you need 13 and you didn't get it. So you got a turnover on downs. Then that leads to a Sam Houston State punt, 3-and-out punt. FIU takes the field goal the next possession, 24-yarder to go up 3. Then with 10:20 left in the second quarter, Sam Houston State 40-yard field goal is blocked. Samari Lawrence 4-yard touchdown run leads to a Samari Lawrence 4-yard touchdown run to go up 10-zip. The Sam Houston State answers with a 10-yard pass to Elijah Shawn. So 10-7. Sam Houston State next drive scores a 30-yard field goal before the half. So it's 10-10 at halftime. Then Sam Houston State gets the ball to start the second half. It's a punt. FIU starts with a 13-yard Keyshawn Owens touchdown run converted on 4th and led by a conversion on 4th and 2. Now, Sam Houston State will go ahead and answer that with none other than Noah Smith catching a 20-yard touchdown pass. With 1:52 left in the game, Keon Jenkins tries to throw the ball. He loses the football, cannot find it, fumbles it. Sam Houston State recovers, and I'm like, oh, Sam Houston State's about to do it. They're about to win. They get the ball in great field goal position, great FIU territory. I'm thinking this is the game. I got this one right. Sam Houston State's finally going to win it. They're finally going to taste FBS victory. They get the field goal. They get the 32-yard field goal to go up 3 with like a minute left. I think like a minute 10, something around that. Then they squib it. The ensuing kickoff, they squib kick it. So FIU picks it up, returns it to like the 40. So why would not in my head? I text Ace. I'm like, why are they squib kicking it? Why would they do that? So then they squib kick it, but the defense is balling. The defense gets them to like a 4th and 18. And I'm like, this is it. It's no way FIU converts this 4th and 18. They haven't really been able to do much. They need a big play. Don't think they'll get it. And Sam Houston State said, hold my beer. And gave up a 23-yard run. A 23-yard scramble by Keon Jenkins on 4th and 18 for the game. You get this stop. You get your first win. Give that up. Then they give up the field goal at the end of regulation. 36-yard field goal at the end of regulation to tie it and go into overtime. But then Sam Houston State would score on the first play, a 25-yard run by none other than Noah Smith. And I'm like, okay, D up. Now is no clock. You just got to get 4 stops. 4 plays cannot go 10 yards, and you win this game. And FIU goes down, and on 4th and goal, scores a 1-yard touchdown run by Keon Jenkins. Now, it was a quarterback sneak. They pushed him in. Fine. So after that, FIU gets the ball back. First play, Keon Jenkins to Chris Mitchell. 25-yard touchdown pass. Sam Houston State has the ball, gets the ball second overtime. They do stop, I believe. Yeah, they stopped the 2-point conversion. So I'm like, a touchdown and the 2-point conversion, you have it. Got to get the touchdown first. Don't even get a first down. 4th down. I believe it was like 4th and 12, 4th and 13. Keegan Schumacher is sacked. That is the ball game. Sam Houston State loses again to go to 0-7. FIU wins. And like I said, man, Sam Houston State is allergic to winning. Blew the Jack State game, blew the Liberty game, in my opinion, got all the way down there, got 4th and goal and just could not get it in. Blew this game, like I said, bonehead decision to squib kick it. 4th and 18, you let them convert, let them drive down the field for the field goal, give up a 1-play tud in double overtime. You're just allergic to winning. It's just point blank period. That's just the way I see it, man. They are allergic to winning football games. Keith Schumacher was sacked on 4th and 15, so just allergic. Moving on, though, we have a game that was less competitive. It was very competitive in the first half, and then New Mexico State, second half, just took over. I picked New Mexico State to win. They won with the final score of 28-7. I'm actually, I'm a degenerate. I'm actually a pissed off degenerate tonight, but Vaughn asked for some advice on the games Wednesday night, and I called this game perfectly. I said, look, I took Pavea's rushing yards because he's going to go crazy on the ground. He had 90-some yards on the ground. It would have been over 100, but, in college, they count your sack yards. So you're rushing. So you lost. If you get sacked, you lose rush yards. And I said I would take Cade McConnell's passing yards because they're going to be down a lot late and has to throw to get them back. And sure enough, going into the 4th, I think they were down 28-7. He had to throw to get them back. But the over didn't hit because he could not hit. He could not find a rhythm. Well, but like I said, I knew New Mexico State would be up a lot late, and UTEP would have to throw to get back in the game. So let's get into this game. UTEP starts the game with a punt. New Mexico State starts the game with a 45-yard field goal miss. Leads to a 3-and-out punt by UTEP. Then New Mexico State then scores a 10-yard Diego Pavea touchdown run. And to my opinion, I was like, here we go. They're about to pour it on. But it was set up by 2 defensive penalties, including a 4th and 8 unsportsmanlike conduct. New Mexico State scores, and then UTEP answers with the 1 yard Kevin Hurley touchdown run set up by a 54-yard Deion Hankins run. I'm like, okay, we might get a little something here. That was it for the first half. First half, at halftime, it was 7-7. Now, New Mexico State did have a 25-yard field goal blocked before the half, making it 7-7. But like I said, 7-7 was the score going into halftime. After that, New Mexico State starts the ball with the second half and gets a 6-yard touchdown catch to Tamez Whitford for a touchdown. Then Then New Mexico State gets the ball back after UTEP punts. Score a 41-yard Diego Pavea down the sideline, stays in bounds, touchdown run. Just took it to the house, burnt everybody once he got past the defenders, touchdown. That would lead to UTEP turning the ball over on 4th and 4. Cade McConnell, pass incomplete. Also, that would lead to a 16-yard touchdown pass to Tamez Whitford for his second. Now be it for the scoring. All I really have for y'all after that is UTEP had 3 straight turnover on downs when they got the ball. First one, the incomplete pass. Deion Hankins, 1-yard run, turnover on downs. New Mexico State, 3-and-out punt. 4th and 10, pass incomplete, leads to a punt. 4th and 10 again, pass incomplete, leads to the end of the game. UTEP kept it competitive in the first half, but then New Mexico State, Diego Pavea got it done on the ground. I told y'all Monday that this weak point of UTEP is defending the run. New Mexico State kind of keyed in on that a little bit. They were able to attack through the air too as well, but this offense really did its damage through the ground. Cade McConnell was out of rhythm first half, started off super slow, could not reach Kelly Akari at all Wednesday. I think Kelly Akari only had like 2 catches at the most. It was just not a great day for the UTEP offense. New Mexico State gets the dub on the road. So shout out New Mexico State. Now we move on to Thursday, and we'll start with my underdog upset pick. Underdog, they were 3.5-point underdogs on FanDuel. And I picked them to win outright. That's Rice at Tulsa. I picked Rice. Rice blew out Tulsa on the road, 42-10. JT Daniels had a great game. Luke McCaffrey had a pretty good game. The whole Rice offense just was on fire. Dean Connors. We'll get into the game. So Rice gets the ball first and goes 3-and-out punt. Tulsa, Braylon Braxton throws an interception, which leads to a 54-yard Dean Connors touchdown run. Tulsa turnover on down, 4th and 1, pass incomplete. Leads to a 3-and-out punt. Tulsa, Braylon Braxton sacked and then fumbles, which Rice recovers, which leads to a Luke McCaffrey 21-yard touchdown catch. Tulsa, Cardell Williams is sacked and then fumbles. Rice recovers, leads to a 3-and-out punt. With 5:54 left in the second quarter, Tulsa gets a 45-yard field goal. Rice, turnover on downs. JT Daniels, pass incomplete, tipped 4th and 4. Leads to 30-yard. Cardell Williams pass to Camden Benjamin. Rice then answers with a 17-yard Landon Ransom Goles touchdown catch. He had 3 catches on the end of half drive. Not even a 2-minute offense, more like a minute and 15-second offense. JT Daniels ran that to perfection. Like I said, Landon Ransom had 3 catches on that drive, 3 huge catches, including the touchdown. And then Tulsa will get the ball to start the second half, 3-and-out punt. Rice starts the second half with an 8-yard touchdown. J.D. Daniels touchdown run, set up by 41-yard Jack Bradley reception. Rice then scored the 2-yard Dean Connor touchdown run. And then they will end the game with a 10-yard Dean Connors touchdown run. Converted to 4th and 1, Dean Connors 23-yard run. Blew Tulsa out the water. This offense was too much. Defense forced 2 turnovers to start. Had 14 points off of those 2 turnovers. And that just really put Tulsa in the hole they couldn't get out of. So shout out Rice getting the upset win on the road, gambling-wise. So in my last game I had for y'all tonight, defensive slugfest. I think I said that on Monday. This game is a defensive slugfest. JMU at Marshall. I know what I did say on Sunday. JMU better be ranked this Sunday coming up. JMU wins the game 20-9 on the road. Marshall offense did not score 1 offensive touchdown, not 1 offensive field goal. The only thing, I guess, if you want to qualify this offense is the extra point that Marshall got off of a kick return. Marshall's offense was shut down tonight against JMU. We'll get into the game. So both teams started with a punt. This was a punt fest. It was 15 punts in total in this game tonight. Punt fest. JMU, Jordan McLeod throws an interception deep in Marshall's territory, but it leads to a 3-and-out punt. So no harm, no foul. With 11:38 left in the second quarter, JMU gets a 27-yard field goal set up by a 47-yard Jordan McLeod run. And that'd be it for the first half. Score in the first half was 3-0. At one point, the score of this game was 3-2. Marshall gets the ball to start the second half, and they had a beautiful punt. It goes down to the 1. JMU runs the quarterback sneak to start their first drive. It's like a yard or two. And then Marshall blows up a run play. So I believe Kalen Black. And it's a safety. Safety might have... Nah, I don't think it's the first safety I saw this year in college. But it leads to a safety nonetheless. After the safety, they free kick it to Marshall. And then Cam Fancher next drive throws an interception. This JMU defense has been ball hawking all year, and it did not stop tonight. So after the interception, leads to a 38-yard field goal by JMU, which was set up by a crazy 53-yard Reggie Brown reception, and McLeod gets hurt on the drive. After the 53-yard field goal, JMU scores a 6-yard Jordan McLeod touchdown run. He returns. Elijah Surratt, 22-yard catch, which was also very ridiculous. I don't know how McLeod got that pass off, who set that touchdown up. After the 6-yard touchdown run, Marshall's Ethan Payne fumbles. JMU recovers, leads to a 28-yard touchdown pass to Reggie Brown. Then Marshall, just the kickoff, Marshall takes the ensuing kickoff 94 yards for a touchdown by Jaden Harrison. And that would be it for Marshall. That's the only touchdown they had. That's the only, I guess, you know what? I'll just say that. That's the only touchdown they had. After that, Marshall has a turnover on downs, 4th and 14. Fancher is sacked with 2:34 left in the game. And JMU just trying to take the timeouts, lead to a 3-and-out punt. Marshall gets the ball back, 4th and 7. Fancher is sacked again by Jalen Green. Jalen Green, 4 sacks on the night. Just a very, very great game by him. 4 sacks by anybody on any night is spectacular. JMU nails it out. And like I said, this game was a defensive slugfest. At one point, like I said, the score was 3-2. At one point on FanDuel, the over-under was 22.5, and this was in the third quarter. As you can see, the game ended with a total of 29. So defensive game. JMU was able to open up the game late third, early fourth. And that was the difference in the game right there. Those 2 touchdowns, Jordan McLeod able to orchestrate 2 drives for the game on the line to stay undefeated, to be 7-0, and to hopefully be ranked on Sunday. Now, that's all I have for y'all for recaps, because the only game we have left for the weekday is tomorrow, SMU at Temple. Hopefully, that becomes a decent game. I doubt it. I think SMU blows out Temple, but that remains to be seen. So let's get into these previews. I have 11 previews for y'all today. I have 3 at the noon slot. I know low. I normally do 5, but I only seen 3 worth it. I have 4 in the afternoon. 4 in the evening, and then 4 at the late night. So yeah, I only got 11 this week. You normally have about 15. You got 11 this week. Not really that many games I like on the schedule. So we're gonna start with Penn State, 7th-ranked Penn State at number 3 ranked Ohio State. Battle in the Horseshoe. Saturday noon on Fox. For Penn State, have to get Katron Allen and Nick Singleton involved early. They will be huge. They average 203.3 rushing yards a game. Will Drew, at Law State interception list. No interceptions on the year, 12 touchdowns. Can he remain perfect? Will Kalen King travel against Marvin Harrison Jr.? Especially if Emeka Ibuka does not play. I don't know if he will or if he won't. But if he doesn't, will he travel? If he does, will he travel? That remains to be seen. Ohio State averages 308 passing yards a game. They can't reach their benchmark. That's the benchmark so far. Cannot reach that. Take the crowd out of it early, score, get some runs, a turnover, get the McCord, do something to take this Horseshoe crowd out of it, because they're going to be rocking. Now for Ohio State, stop the run. They average only 109.2 yards per game allowed against. That's going to be huge against the two-headed monster. I say make Drew Law beat you. Make him beat you. He normally gets to rely on the run, make throws here and there. No, you're going to have to beat us. You're going to have to make throws consistently. Make him beat you. Get the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr., no-brainer, best receiver in college. Is Emeka Egbuka back? I don't know. Is he back? That'd be huge if he is, because it takes the pressure off of the run game and Marvin Harrison. And win the turnover battle, I think, because you already have an explosive offense. You win the turnover battle, makes Drew Allah have to throw more because he's playing from behind more than likely if they win that battle. So have to win that battle. Now, with that being said, I think Ohio State wins a close one. Ohio State is going to have to establish a run. However, they didn't do a good job of it against Maryland. They're really wishy-washy with establishing a run. Have to do that. I think they win a close one. I'm almost tempted to even take the points with Penn State. It's at 4.5 right now. I'm tempted to do that. I have Ohio State as a winner, but taking the 4.5 with Penn State. But give me the Buckeyes to win this game. Now, next game, UCF at 6th ranked Oklahoma. I forgot to write down where you can find these games. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm going to assume this game will be on like Fox Sports 1 on ESPN. The game is Saturday noon on ABC. Now, the reason why I'm not writing this down because I'm actually in my room doing this. Had laundry still going. I don't want that noise in the background, so I did it in here. But let's get into the keys. So UCF, John Rice Plumlee, take care of the ball. Establish R.J. Harvey and Johnny Richardson. Contain Dylan Gabriel. We know Dylan Gabriel is dynamic. He can run. He can throw. He is the heart and soul of this Oklahoma offense, this team. Hold Oklahoma to under 30, which for UCF will be an issue. I do think Oklahoma's defense is suited to at least get a couple of stops against UCF. They're going to have to hold Oklahoma. Don't see it happening, but they're going to have to do it. And avoid Danny Stutzman, one of the best linebackers in the country. Stud linebacker for Oklahoma. Everywhere the ball is, it's going to be hard to avoid him, but you have to. If you don't, your offense won't get off the ground. Now for Oklahoma, Dylan Gabriel, go crazy. Run the ball, throw the ball, do your thing. Got multiple four touchdown performances. Do your thing. Stop the run. They only average 114.5 rushing yards a game allowed by Oklahoma. You know UCF like to run with Plumlee, with R.J. Harvey, with Johnny Richardson. If Timmy McClain plays with McClain, they're going to run the ball. Gus Malzahn loves to run the ball. Have to stop it. Make John Rice Plumlee beat you. We know John Rice Plumlee will turn the ball over, fumble or interception. He's prone to turn the rock over. Make him beat you. Key in on Kobe Hudson and Javon Baker. They're two receivers. They're two dog receivers and have to hit explosive plays. They have to hit their explosive plays, whether it's to Andrew or Anthony, whether it's to Nick Anderson, whether it's a run, whether it's Dylan Gabriel on the ground. Have to hit these explosive plays. But I think Oklahoma takes it. I think they take it easily. UCF doesn't have the defense for this. Oklahoma can play defense. They have an explosive offense. Give me Oklahoma to win this game. So we're moving on to I didn't change it. Moving on to our last game in the afternoon slot. And this might come as a surprise to y'all, but it's a military academy showdown. That's the last game I got for y'all in the afternoon slot. I have 22 ranked Air Force at Navy. Now, Air Force have to keep offense afloat without Zach Larriere. Starting quarterback, got hurt against Wyoming. Well, I think I saw he will not play this Saturday. Be prepared for a low-scoring slugfest. As always, military academies, they say 9 times out of 10, take the under. I don't got the balls to bet on point totals for military academies. I normally stay away from military academy games in general, especially that I see the 10.5 point spread. No, sir. Keep me away. Will Emmanuel Michel still be as effective? You know, Zach Larriere, I know they don't throw the ball, but he operates the whole offense. He's the key guy to that triple option, all the options they run. So will that affect Emmanuel Michel? Be prepared to stop Navy's passing game. Navy will throw the ball. I'm not saying that they're going to come out slinging it. They're not going to drop back and throw 30 times. They're not going to drop back and throw 25 times consistently. But they will threaten to throw the ball. Air Force will not. Air Force is sticking to this option to the day they go away. So got to be prepared to stop the pass whenever Navy decides to pass. And prepare as if Ty Levitard will start. Ty Levitard has a rib injury. Don't know if he's going to play. Don't know if he's not going to play. So I would just prepare as he's there. Now for Navy, have to pass more to score. I think that'd be key. I think Air Force is going to key in on the run. On these options, just like military academies do. That's why they say go under, because they got the same play style. So I think passing more will open up a lot more things. Will tie level tie play, pretty self-explanatory. Have to force turnovers. You got to get this Air Force offense off track, especially if the starting quarterback is already not there. So got to force some fumbles. Force Air Force behind the chains, forcing them to throw. And then get Alex Texas the ball. 503 yards on the ground, 4 touchdowns. Get him the rock. Feed him. Now, with that being said, I'm going to go with the better team. Better team is Air Force. Navy's playing a little better. They're a pretty decent team. But it's just so many holes wrong with that team as opposed to Air Force. Air Force is a really good team. They'll stop the run. I think they're the best military academy this year. So I'm going to take the best military academy, and that's Air Force. Now we start with our first evening game. Well, afternoon, evening, it's 3:30, so it's whatever you want to call it. We got Washington State at number 9, Oregon, Saturday, 3:30 on ABC. For Washington State, Cam Ward has to play better. These past 2 weeks, Cam Ward has been the total opposite of the first 4 games of Cam Ward. It's like it's Jackal, Mr. Hyde. Dr. Jackal, Mr. Hyde. Can't explain it. Don't know what I'm looking at. It just seems like he's regressing in Pac-12 play again, unfortunately. Now, Washington State will have to take care of the football. That relies on Cam Ward again. Stop the run. Oregon averages 223.3 yards per game on the ground. Have to establish a run because they only average 93 yards per game on the ground. And don't make this a shootout, because if you make this a shootout, Bo Nix will win at home at Oregon. He's not on the road this week. He's at home. He will win the shootout. Now for Oregon, pressure Cam Ward. Like I said, he's been playing bad these last 2 weeks. When we seen him under pressure against UCLA, it was bad. Gotta do that. Run Bucky Irvin, who has 520 yards and 5 touchdowns. Have to stop Lincoln Victor, who's their best receiver. He came back last week. Didn't really make a difference, but different new game, higher opponent, better opponent. He might be up for this game. Have to shut him down. Dan Lanning, don't be super aggressive. Again, this is all harping on to the Washington game. Went forward 3 times. 2 of those times I disagree with. You don't have to be super aggressive. Man, punt it. Trust the defense. They'll get you the ball back. And Bo Nix and Oregon, don't let the loss last week affect you. Don't let the fact that you should have won that game, but you didn't come out with the victory. Don't let it affect you into this week. Shake it off. Bounce back. You still got a shot for the playoffs. You still got a shot for the Pac-12 championship. Just got one out. So with that being said, I'm going to take Oregon in this game. I'm going to take Oregon by a couple scores. Washington State has been looking horrible. Don't know which Cam Ward I'm going to get. Don't want to find out. So I'm going to take Oregon. Shout out to my guy Teddy with me off the late night. Almost halfway through these previews for the night. I can't wait to go to sleep myself. Hopefully I'll be off in the next 30 minutes. But yeah, shout out my guy Teddy rocking with me for these previews. Now we move on to our next game. One of banger, ranked versus ranked. 17th ranked Tennessee at 11 ranked Alabama. Saturday, CBS, SEC on CBS. 3:30. Man, one of the last few weeks we get to make that noise. Tennessee's Joe Milton has to play better on the road. Looked bad against Florida. He actually looked bad at home against Texas A&M. He has to play better. Joe Milton, no interceptions, no picks. You get this Alabama team extra possessions, extra picks. They at home, you went for a long night, especially in Tuscaloosa. Jalen Wright has to get going. They average 231.3 yards per game on the ground. Squirrel Wright and Brew McCoy have to get going, especially Brew McCoy. Kind of been non-existent lately. They got to get going and stop the ball. I don't know what this was supposed to say. I guess it's supposed to be take the ball away from Alabama. I don't know what I wrote, okay? I don't know what I wrote on this one. I'm going to just say turn the ball over from Alabama or stop the run. I don't know. Now, for Alabama, Jalen Milroe still elevating. I think he's still getting better and better each week. I know last week found the deep ball, found his his niche, intermediate to deep passes, skate with the win against Arkansas. Again, this week got to hit them deep shots to Jermaine Burton and Isaiah Bond. Win the turnover battle, because I think Joe Milton will throw 1 or 2 this week, especially in Tuscaloosa. Jace McClellan will be huge. He has 454 yards and 3 touchdowns on the year. And pressure Joe Milton, like I said, you pressure him, he's going to throw you the rock. He's still a little inaccurate at times, especially under pressure. All the arm talent in the world can hit deep balls, has accuracy issues at moments. So, with that being said, I'm going to take Alabama. Don't really trust the Tennessee team on the road. Alabama's also looking at get back for last year. Some guys like Burton. I think Dallas Turner was there last year. Can't remember. Don't think Dallas Turner is a freshman. So, some guys were there. They remember that. They remember that hurtful loss after catching that pick in the red zone, getting called back. I think Alabama wins. So my next game, we have Oklahoma State at West Virginia. 3:30 Saturday on ESPN. Yeah, exactly. I agree, Teddy. That's what I'm saying. I think Jalen Monroe is getting better and better each week. I do think that offensive catching the groove, they found something. Like I said, Milroe found his niche with the intermediate to deep ball. So I agree, Teddy. I don't know what I just did. I just did something crazy. All right. All right, we back to live action. I think I kind of fixed it. Oklahoma State at West Virginia. Oklahoma State has been playing great football these past 2 weeks, but they've been at home. Now they get to finally show if they can carry that offense and defense against Kansas State. I wouldn't necessarily call it defense. Defense made plays late. They made plays when it mattered. But throughout the game, I don't know if I would say defense against Kansas. But can they travel? West Virginia showed me that they can score on the road. Defensively, they looked real good for a half. But then Houston found something they like. So, Oklahoma State established Ollie Gordon. West Virginia only allows 119 yards per game on the ground. Allen Bowman has to continue to make timely throws. Allen Bowman, I wouldn't say he's been slinging the rock around. I wouldn't say that he's been balling, but when called upon, he has always been there these past 2 weeks. Now, how to play they have to play a good game on the road. Will be in a defensive struggle against West Virginia. I think West Virginia is going to bring defense to the party. They did a little bit for like a half against Houston, kind of fell off. But I think West Virginia at home is going to be a real defensive game. Oklahoma State better bring defense. And contain Garrett Green. Garrett Green can run. Like I said earlier, I think last week, they weren't bringing him back unless his legs was working. He was healthy. So Garrett Green, contain him. Now for West Virginia, have to get over last week Hail Mary loss. Terrible loss at Houston. Hail Mary set up all because of an unsportsmanlike conduct, celebration penalty. Got to get over it. I know that's a game you feel like you should have won. I think they would have been bowl eligible already. Got to get over it. West will be a bounce back game. We'll be back home. Get the home crowd involved. Get some momentum stops, sacks, pick, first drive touchdown. Something to get the crowd even more involved into the game. Have to hold Ollie Gordon to under 100 yards. If Ollie Gordon gets rolling, Oklahoma State offense gets crazy rolling. Force Allen Bowman to throw an interception. He has 4 touchdowns and 3 picks on the year. Like I said, I wouldn't qualify him as like balling, but when he made timely throws. And established C.J. Donaldson. Oklahoma State allows 143.3 rushing yards a game. So establish C.J. Donaldson, let him run crazy, let him do his thing. Now, with that being said, I'm picking West Virginia at home. I don't think it was a secret from what I've been saying. I'm going to pick West Virginia. I think they're the better defense. They got the better running back, in my opinion. I just love C.J. Donaldson. Some people might agree with me. Some people might say Ollie Gordon's better. I mean, tomato. If you like Ollie, I like C.J. There's no argument for me. But I just think they got the better running back, the better defense. And I honestly think Gary Green's the better quarterback. So I'm going to roll with West Virginia. Moving on, we have our last game for the afternoon. And I talk a lot about the MAC. So, of course, I got a MAC game for y'all this week. It's the Battle of 6-1s, Toledo at Miami of Ohio. 6-1 MAC schools going at it. I had to bring it to you. Saturday, 4 o'clock on ESPNU. Toledo, Daquan Finn has to be dynamic. He has to use his legs, has to use his arm. Established Penny Boone. Penny Boone has 792 yards and 8 touchdowns in 7 games. He averages over 100 yards a game and a touchdown. Get Penny Boone the football. Defense will have to set the tone. This is just kind of like Toledo's calling card, their defense. I know they have a pretty good offense, but they're a defensive team. Force a Blaine Gabbert interception. This defense has 7 interceptions on the year. And then stop the run. Stop the run. Force Blaine Gabbert to beat you. Blaine Gabbert, I said Blaine. Not Blaine. Brett Gabbert. I can't believe I wrote Blaine. Brett Gabbert. Blaine Gabbert's little brother, Brett, plays for Miami of Ohio. I wrote Blaine. My bad, y'all. Brett Gabbert. Force him to throw a pick and then stop the run. Force him to beat you. Now for Miami of Ohio, Brett Gabbert has to play flawless. I don't need any interceptions for Miami. Don't give Toledo no momentum changing plays. Get the crowd out of it. Defense has to pressure Finn. This defense has 21 sacks. Get the pressure on them. Don't allow them to escape. Don't allow them to be dynamic. Get the ball to Gage Larvadane. 487 yards, 6 touchdowns. Establish the run. Toledo allows 157.9 yards per game on the ground and have to stop Penny Boone. Obviously, for obvious reasons. 792 yards, 8 touchdowns is ridiculous. Have to stop that. Now, I'm going to go Toledo. Toledo is one of my favorites to go back to the MAC championship and possibly win it. So I'm going to go Toledo in this game. Miami of Ohio has bounced back tremendously since losing to Miami 38-3. That was more so. I think they gave them a lot of bulletin board material. They wanted to prove a point against the Miami of Ohio, and they did that. But I'm gonna take Toledo to win this game. Now we have the late nights. Ranked on ranked. Duke at Florida State. This should be a game. Duke's defense versus that Florida State offense. Who will budge? And let's get into it. So Duke, will Riley Leonard play? He's still day-to-day. He's still questionable with that ankle. We don't know if he will play or not. Probably won't find out till kickoff. Have to establish Jordan Waters with or without Riley Leonard. Jordan Waters is a dynamic running back. We'll have to bring defense on the road, which I believe Duke will. This Duke defense is really good. They fly around, they get to the football. Only second road game, which is huge. This is their second road game. So Duke has played mainly at home. Their first road game was UConn. UConn wouldn't necessarily be a test on the road. So this is really their first test on the road, playing 4th ranked Florida State. That's huge. You want to see what they're made of on the road. And stop Keon Coleman. Y'all know how I feel about my dog. If you need a play, dial 4. Well, they're going to have to disconnect the line. Because if they dialing 4 and it's working, kiss the game goodbye. Now, for Florida State, be ready for this defensive slugfest because it will be. This offense won't be on track like you think it will. I don't think this offense is going to be score. No, they're going to have to fight, scrap, and claw for the points they get. Be prepared for Riley Leonard to start. You don't want to come into the game assuming the backup is going to play and then Riley Leonard's there and I was like, oh, man, what do we do? Just prepare as Riley Leonard's going to be there. Establish Trey Benson, who has 463 yards and 6 touchdowns on the year. Like I said, Keon Coleman, dial 418 yards and 7 touchdowns on the year. And then Jordan Travis, this will be a Heisman game. Ranked opponent, at home, 2-7-0. Great defense, one of the best defenses in the country, let alone the ACC. This is a Heisman moment. You have to be ready for this. With that being said, I'm going to take Florida State to win because I don't think Duke is tested on the road. I don't know if Duke has enough offense. I do think Duke defense will stop this team, but will they be able to put up points to, make the defense of effort worth it? Don't think so. But I think I will take Duke in the 14.5 points because I don't think Florida State is going to blow them out. I think at the most it will be a 2-touchdown game, which the hook will make you cover. So I'm taking the 14.5 this Saturday. Now, for our second game or the late night, Utah, 14th ranked Utah at 18th ranked Southern California. Southern California coming off of a huge loss to Notre Dame. Got blown out. Caleb Williams threw 3 interceptions. Not great for his Heisman candidacy. I think that game honestly put Michael Penix in the lead. I think the game put him in the lead and opened up a little distance between him and the rest. Now, you can watch this game Saturday, 8 o'clock on Fox for Utah. Can they establish any offense, like a little bit of offense? This will be the game to find out because this SC defense is not great. They're probably not even good. So, get to Caleb Williams. They have 22 sacks on the year. This is the team that kind of hurt, well, not even kind of, basically hurt Caleb Williams in the Rose Bowl game. Get to him. Make this a low-scoring affair because you're not going to outgun SC. You don't have the capabilities of doing that. So you got to make this a low-scoring game. Force turnovers. This defense has 7 interceptions on the year. Have to score on this below average to average defense. So, again, I don't think this defense is even qualified as good. I have it as below average to average. Now for SC, if you protect Caleb Williams, he's going to find an open guy. Just got to give him time to do so. Have to put up points because Utah will not match. Utah's not scoring a bunch. I mean, I get this defense isn't good. That offense isn't good. Cam Rising is literally the catalyst of this offense. If Cam Rising decides to shut it down this late in the season, it's over. This Utah offense is awful. Can't play with fire. If they play with fire, this will be the 4th game in a row they did that. Again, Colorado, Notre Dame, Arizona. If they do it this week, they can't continue to do that. This can't be the makeup of this team. No turnovers. If you can't do it because your defense, I don't think is enough. Even though this Utah offense is not good, you can't consistently turn the ball over and give Utah short fields because they eventually will score. Also, you can't let this team linger because they have the defense that's good enough that if you let them linger, they'll make a play and then Utah has a chance to win it at the end. So you can't let them linger. You have to score. Don't give them turnovers. And establish Marshawn Lloyd and Austin Jones. Take some of this pressure off of Caleb Williams. Establish the run. So with that being said, I'm going to take SC in this game. It's more so just because Utah offense is just poor. Offense is piss poor. So I'm going to just take SC in this one. If Cam Rising was there, I would probably take Utah. But I don't think he will be. So I'm going to take SC. This is a huge bounce back for SC. Huge bounce back. So good point, Teddy. Good point. So my second to last game I got for y'all today, I got Clemson versus the U. The U makes another regularly scheduled appearance here. Battle of the 4 and 2s. When that is, I don't think should be ranked, but I think committee jumps in this week after, so might end up being ranked by the committee, especially if Clemson wanted to go 5 and 2 and they still have a lingering shot to play for the ACC championship. The committee might rank them. So I got this game in here because this is a big game for these two for ACC. You can catch this game Saturday, 8 o'clock on ACC Network. So for Clemson, coming off a bye week, which is huge. You got that extra week to prepare. You got your guys rested, coming up with multiple game plans. So this is huge. Continue to lean on Will Shipley. Will Shipley, to me, is the best player on this offense. He deserves the rock. Get him the rock. Let him lead you to a victory. Force a TVD turnover. Tyler Van Dyke has 5 interceptions the last 2 games. Gotta force another 2. Have to establish a passing game. K. Klubnik wasn't able to really do that against Wake Forest. They were able to do it a couple games. Florida State and not Duke. They weren't able to do it against Duke. But there were a couple games where they were able to do so. So this pass game is wishy-washy. Got to be on the better end of that this week. And stop the trio of receivers. Xavier Restrepo, Kobe George, and why am I blanking on the last one? Last name is Young. Was it Kobe Young? No, it's Kobe George. Why am I blanking on the last one? I think it's Jacoby Young. Yeah, I think it's Jacoby. No, it's Jacoby George and Kobe Young. Got to stop that trio of receivers. Now for Miami, force K. Klubnik to beat you. You can't let Will Shipley beat you. Force K. Klubnik to show me that he can beat me. Don't fall in a slump after the past 2 weeks. Now it's easy. It's easy to go after these last 2 weeks, especially the way you lost these games. TVD having the 5 interceptions, not kneeling the ball when you should have. It's easy to go, man. We just cursed as a university, and we just can't. We experienced a little success, and now we're going backwards. You can't allow yourself to do that. Gotta flush it. Gotta keep it pushing. Can't let it hold you back. Have to establish Henry Parrish Jr. because Clemson only allows 86.3 yards a game on the ground, which is phenomenal for Clemson. It's going to be hard to do so, but you got to stick with the run. TVD, stop the interceptions. I already explained it. And then turn this game into a shootout because I don't know if Clemson can score multiple points. If TVD and his offense come out firing at home, I don't know if Clemson offense can keep up. Clemson wants to play good defense. Clemson wants to run the ball. Clemson kind of wants to play NFL-style football in college, so because they can't sling the rock around. So I'm gonna pick Miami. No, I'm gonna pick Clemson to win this because of Clemson's defense. I think this will probably be one of the better defenses Miami has played all year. And with that being said, I think TVD does throw these interceptions that he's not supposed to throw. Giving Clemson extra possessions, giving them time to run the clock out, play keep away. I think Clemson win this game. Yeah, Teddy, these are some good games. The late nights are some good games. The early morning, I mean, you got enough to wet your whistle. Like, you don't have to like flick through 5-6 channels. You got 2 solid ones. No, you got 2 good ones and a solid one for sure. Now you got a bunch of Big Ten low scoring games, but I didn't feel like previewing those. So, but you got some good college football this week. Not great. Now for my last preview, and now I'm taking my butt to bed. we got a little Sunbelt action, man. Y'all know I love my mid-major football. I love my group of 5 schools, my American, my Conference USA. I've been previewing and recapping my Sunbelt, my MAC, my Mountain West. I like my group of 5, so we got to throw a group of 5 preview in here. Georgia State at Louisiana. Georgia State 5-1. Louisiana, the Raging Cajun 4-2. You can catch this Saturday, 8:00 on ESPNU. Now, for Georgia State, Darren Granger continued to bounce back from the Troy game. Had a great run up into that Troy game. Then he bounced back last week. Had a good game. Got to continue that. Establish Marcus Carroll. Marcus Carroll is a dog at running back. Have to establish him. Have to defend the pass because they allow 300.7 yards per game through the air, which is not good. Not good at all. But luckily for them, the Raging Cajun don't really throw the ball, but you still got to defend it when they do decide to do so. Don't let the Raging Cajun establish the run because they established the run. They average 224 yards per game on the ground, which is ridiculous. And get the ball to Robert Lewis, who has 536 yards and 5 touchdowns on the year. Now for Louisiana, gotta obviously stop Marcus Carroll. But it's going to be hard because they allow 153.5 rushing yards a game. So it's going to be hard to stop them, especially when you throw in the dynamics of Darren Granger, but got to do so. And that being said, you got to contain Darren Granger. Can't let him be dynamic. Can't let him escape the pocket. Can't let him run. You can't read options. All those things. You have to contain them. It's going to be hard, but you have to. Win the turnover battle. Force Darren Granger to throw a pick. Force somebody to fumble. Force Marcus Carroll to fumble. Force turnover. Sack Darren Granger. They have 19 sacks on the year. So you got to get to him and get him on the ground. And stay ahead of the chains because you like to run the football. That is your bread and butter. So in order to do so, you have to stay ahead of the chains because if you don't, got to throw the rock, which you don't really want to do. But with that being said, I'm a rock with Georgia State. I do think Georgia State is one of the better teams in the Sun Belt. I don't think they're better than JMU. I think JMU is the best team in the Sun Belt. But I do think they're one of the better teams. It's like JMU, then Troy, then probably Georgia State. So I do think they'll beat Louisiana on the road. I think they will be able to establish the run, which Louisiana doesn't really have. Isn't really great at stopping, which works towards Georgia State because then it'll open up so much with the pass. So I'm going to go with Georgia State to win this game. Now, that's all I have for y'all until Sunday. But, if you got any questions, if you got any disagreements, any agreements, you can feel free to hit the comment section. Feel free, just feel free. Comment section is always there. I do respond to comments. Whether they're nasty or not, I do respond. Now, whether it's nasty or not, it depends on the response you get, but I do respond nonetheless. With that being said, that is the end of CTC. And until Sunday, I'm about to go to bed. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.